Hey, the Frugal Chef here. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to be cooking some braised short ribs today. They were really cheap at the supermarket. This is a real fun, easy recipe. Come over, I'm going to teach you. For this recipe, we're going to use pork short ribs. I bought these. They were 2 packages, one with 4, one with 3. I didn't spend more than $5 on this meat. Okay, so it's nice and cheap. We're going to use thyme. This is 3 sprigs of thyme. I took all the leaves off. I have 3 garlic cloves here, which I coarsely chopped. I have 2 medium white onions, which I also coarsely sliced. Okay, 1½ cups of cranberries, a small fennel bulb, which I cut in long pieces like this. 1 cup of red wine, 2 cups of broth, olive oil, and I'm also going to need my rub. Now this rub is 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of cumin, and half a teaspoon of dry sage. Okay, so now let's cook. Okay, I put some olive oil in my pan. It's starting to heat, and I'm going to rub my pork. I'm going to rub it with my salt and my pepper and my cumin and my sage generously on both sides. Of course, for bracing, what we need to do is brown our meat nicely. Then we take it out. We put our vegetables in there. We deglaze our pan with the wine. We add the rest of the liquid. We take the meat back into the pan, and then we put it in the oven and let it cook. I'm going to let this cook for about 2 hours, okay? So I have some salt left over. That's fine. You can keep this in a closed jar. It'll keep for weeks in a dry place, so don't worry about having too much. Okay. So now this is nice and warm. I do not want to crowd my pan because I don't want them to steam. I want them to brown. So I'm going to brown my meat, and then we'll come back and put everything else in there. Okay, our ribs are nice and brown. You know, I think I told you these are pork. They are not pork. They are beef. Look, they're nice and brown. Now we're going to go ahead. I took the excess oil out of my pan. I'm going to add my onion. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and add my fennel to that and my thyme. Just going to let this soften a little bit. And I'm going to add my garlic. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of the wine in here, and I'm going to scrape the bottom of my pan, because you know those little brown bits that I left when I was browning the meat, those are delicious. We don't want to lose those. So I'm deglazing my pan with the wine. Okay. Now I'm going to add my cranberries to this. I am going to return my beef to the pan. So these are beef short ribs, not pork short ribs. Made a mistake there. Okay, so I'm adding these. I am going to finish putting in my wine, and I'm going to add my beef broth. Here we go. Okay, now this is going to go into the oven. It's a preheated oven. It's been preheating at 325. I'm going to put it in the oven for 2 hours. And then I'm going to serve it with mashed potatoes. Okay, see you in 2 hours. Actually, I told you I was putting this in the oven. Not yet. I have to bring it to a boil. And once it's on, came to a boil, I'm going to cover it and then put it in the oven. Okay, now I'll see you in 2 hours. Okay, it's been 2 hours, so I took this out of the oven. Let's check it out. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yum. So, oh, that looks so... I made some mashed potatoes while we were waiting. So I'm going to go ahead and plate this with the mashed potatoes. Ouch, I just burnt myself. And look at that. Yum. Okay, let's eat.